back, riding with Jeff Brabham now in the Diet Coke BMW. Good shot here. You can see how much he's got to work, and you can see the entire layout of the car. Works the gearbox now. Stephen Richardson there up in front. Brabham, quick look in the mirror there as he just lines it up now. A little bit of work to do, but looks nice and relaxed. Brabham made a ripper of a start after having bad luck in qualifying.
Okay, Tony Scott, turn 12, leading on the long straight here at Eastern Creek. Got Ellery's BMW up in front, the Audi. Now they're all fighting, getting the slipstream. Moore pulls out from behind the Peugeot, getting the nice big toe out of the Volvo.
Great stuff here as we ride with Moore. He tags down with the Volvo now. There go the brake lights on, and Moore comes in. You can see the car starting to get wishy-washy as it comes through there. Pretty fast, let me tell you. Terrifying stuff. Moore now rides the bumper of the Volvo. Moore's had a great season this year. First time he's done a full season in any category, and I'll tell you what, he's gone pretty well. And that car, that Opel, still carries its original engine.
Now, this is the guy that's really on a charge. Jeff Ball in the Peugeot. That's the most competitive we've seen it all season, right up behind Jones's Audi. But the question is, will he pull up his tyres? He's in 4th place.
Okay, Full. Pretty impressed with him here at the Creek. He's obviously done plenty of testing. Gets a bit loose there on the dirt now. Jones, experienced campaigner in front of him. Jones has had a wonderful season running 2 of his own cars. Been a big job, and oh, look, he's trying hard. Full locks him up again in a big puff of smoke. Now comes charging up behind Jones again. So what he lost, he's made up. Plenty of grunt in the Peugeot today. The Froggies, little car's going all right.
Well, Full's team manager told him, don't go too hard on the tyres because they won't last. But it looks like he hasn't taken any notice of him, which is right into Jones.
Wazza, who said the French make bombs of cars?
I'm not even buying into this.
Stephen Richards, Jeffrey Brabham, as we ride with him now. And they've had a pretty good dice. He's come up behind Richards. Again, a puff of smoke. Everybody trying pretty hard and up on the inside, the Audi. Oh, look at that, just came out of nowhere.
One thing that's been very interesting this year, where we thought the Audis would be competitive, they haven't. Where we thought they'd be off the pace, they've been right on it. But they're doing the job right here at Eastern Creek.
And that was, of course, the second Audi of Murphy. Back up with the Diet Coke car. This is pretty good stuff. There's nothing much in this. Half a mistake, and it'll cost you dearly.
One thing we really should keep in mind is Brabham was started in 8th. He was black flagged in qualifying for too much noise, and that could really change the outcome of the championship. Morris is out in front, and Brabham really needs to be there and have Morris back where he is.
Terrific dice here, Murphy and Richards. Young Stephen, 2 young guns. They're good mates off the circuit, but I tell you what, they've mixed it on the circuit right throughout the season. Been a bit of tap dancing between the pair of them. They don't mind mixing it, and you don't get much closer than this. Murphy saying, come on, get the Alpha moving, or I'm coming over the top of you.
And talking about tap dancing, I looked at Murphy's car. There's a big ding in it. Now Richards, oh, God, he's taken Morris out.
Oh, Richards has just had the big dingle bing, let me tell you. He's put the biff back into 2 litres again, and look at the smoke pouring out of Morris's car. This could cost him the championship in this race. He comes into the pits and the things slipping and sliding all over the place. Oh, Morris with a big tap up the back. Have a look at this from Brad Jones's Audi. There it is. Hits the dirt and goes straight into the back of Morris and lifts the rear wheel up too, and smoke pours off Morris, and he heads for the pits.
Yes, now looking at that, and Brad Jones will be going, thank you very much, because Morris is out, he's gone past Richards, and now he's in the lead.
In the pits now, you can see the team feverishly working with the panels, looking at the wheel, but she's out. He's out of the car, Morris. Oh, you'd be filthy, wouldn't you? I tell you what, he's been tapped by a few. He might have given some back, but he's caught plenty.
Well, that's certainly been the nature of the racing this year. And I think, well, you know, Paul's given as much as he's been given.
Warwick, I do agree, but this is a critical race. It could cost him the championship. There's Frank Gardner. Let's hear from Paul Morris.
I turned in coming onto the corner, and Jenny just tagged me on the left rear wheel. It's a real big hit. Looks like it's smashed an upright. So hope I can get out there for the next one.
Well, there's the wheel, there's the damage. He's pretty laid back about it when you consider that could cost him the championship. They wheel it away. Back with a man that gave him the bump. This is Jimmy Richards in the Hungry Jacks Ford. And Jimmy Richards has really put some sting back in the 2 litres on this final round in this Mondeo. Gee whiz, he's up and going. New engine and a new lease of life for the Ford.
Yes, and now he's in an Audi sandwich. He's got Jones out in front leading the race. He's got Murphy coming up to get him. Then we've got Full, Stephen Richards, in the Alpha, doing very well.
What a wonderful thing for Stephen Richards to be driving in the same race as his father. Great stuff, isn't it, here? Richards, just such a professional campaigner, will drive anything. If it's got a wheel, he'll twiddle it, let me tell you. Tony Scott twiddling the wheel of the big Volvo now. Scott Moore in the Opel right up behind him. Moore dives out now under brakes, won't do it from there. This is pretty tight stuff. The Volvo and the Opel, they've been hard at it since this race started.
Graham Moore, he's really looked after his tyres in the early part of the race, and I think as the race progresses, he will get quicker and quicker. Scott having a little lock up there. The Volvo a little bit twitchy on the long stretching corners here at Eastern Creek.
Volvo looking good, the Opel looking good. A big challenge for the Privateers Cup. He's a veteran, but he's a goer. Graham Moore, and he's enjoyed himself this season. Now a high-speed train comes down the main straight. Richards gets out a little bit wider now. Can he do the job on Jeff Full? Goes up and almost rubs the fender. That's not the place to do it at about 280 clicks an hour. We ride with Brabham. Brabham in behind Richards now. Brabham works the gearbox, lines it up. Oh, and up on the inside now. Brabham's getting it from everywhere. He's been monstered.
Yes, now Brabham, he'll know that Morris is out of the race. He'll need to get up in front. He really needs to get as many points as he can to keep this championship alive, and Ellery's on a charge.
Ellery came out of the clouds there to go round Brabham. Brabham's got it from both sides during this race. Here we thought they'd fight it out for the championship. He's fighting for survival at the moment. Looking back from Ellery's car now. There's the Coke BMW. What a package they've been.
And Ellery's car was last year's factory car, driven by Tony Longhurst, and Jeff Brabham is fighting it out with a one-year-old car now in privateer guys.
Terrific stuff here at the Creek. There's nothing in it. Look at all the different lines as everyone jockeys for a position. Back with Brabham again. He comes up, tries to close the gap under brakes. Oh, look at that. There's cars everywhere here. This is a traffic jam. That's like peak hour. Welcome back. We're with Brabham again. Brabham now on the main straight at Eastern Creek. What a sight it is as you go down this long straight and a very fast corner at the end of it.
Yes, the 6-gear corner. Some of them are getting through there just about flat, and I can tell you it's very quick.
As you can see, that last minute just hook in, get in behind, get in the train, get in the slipstream if you can. Full and Ellery now. They put a lot of pressure now on Brabham. Brabham's doing everything he can. There's another touch there, and Ellery goes off. Jeff Full gave him a belt and spun him out on that corner, and he's got it back into business now, Ellery. Well, now he'll clinch the teeth and come back. Here's an onboard shot of what happened.
And looking out for Tony Scott. Full. He's gone inside. Ellery's turned into the corner and just spun him round.
And I tell you what, Graham Moore, wouldn't he be happy? Here's another shot of it as you just get a little bit dizzy as he goes around, and this will have a big bearing now on the Privateers Cup. Yet another angle, and you look here from Graham Moore. He's got right up on the ribble strip and said, I want to get out of this. This could give me the Privateers Cup.
Now Full keeps charging. We've got Scott. Look at the damage to the front bumper there. So Full is really going, but I tell you, I think his tyre's going to start to be going off now because Tony Scott, yes, Tony Scott dives inside, going around Corporate Hill.
The Volvo's been terrific today. Now the Opel starts to make some inroads. He closes up on Full. He takes another line and tries to dive up the inside. Nowhere to go there. Full in front of him. The Volvo of Tony Scott did a terrific job to sneak through under brakes there. What can Moore do here? He's already seen Ellery go off, so he doesn't want to do the same thing.
No, what Moore has to do now is really keep his nose clean. As he dives up, he's going for it. He's right up on the Full. He's got him going onto the main straight. Full tries to keep in there, but I'd say Moore's got the line into turn one.
Drag race down the main straight now. 250, 260, 270, 280. Let's put the house brick on the rope out the window now. Swing it round to the left. There we go. You ride with him. Ah, terrific stuff. I love the Creek in that part of the race there as they really wind them down, throw them through the corners, and Moore's not backing off for anybody.
Now we've got the Audis, 1-2. We've got Jones out in front, Murphy second.
They've had their luck, no doubt about that, but look at the damage here. Let's hear from Jeff Full.
I had another altercation with my sparring partner, Stephen Ellery. I think he thinks he might be God or something, but anyway, he came around the outside of me and just turned in on me exactly the same way as he did at Winton, so I'll have to have words to him.
I think there might be pretty strong words too. I like the way he got laid back. Who's he think he is, God? There's only one God. Oh, Jimmy Richards. God has made a mistake, let me tell you. He's out on the grass now, doing a bit of grass cutting. So obviously either having problem with tyres or brakes.
Well, definitely brakes, Darren, because you could see him trying to pump up the pedal there. The brakes were going, but also too, I'd say, yes, they're starting to hurt from tyres as well.
More in behind Tony Scott. Gee whiz, that Volvo's just been consistent the way it's puffed up that smoke as he locks them up. Richards up in front and dropping back, so he's got brake problems. They should be able to get him at the end of the straight. Look at Moore, he's right buried in the back of the Volvo estate wagon now. They're not going on holidays, they're not touring here, let me tell you. The Volvo comes down, but oh, look at the Mondeo. Richo said, I might have the brakes, I've still got the horsepower. Oh, big set of bags for Jimmy Richards.
Well, certainly the Mondeo, you've got, oh, and he gets a little bit crossed up there on the exit. That's not a place you want to go off. Now under brakes into turn 2 on board with Moore.
Moore now, he's obviously done the job on Tony Scott's Volvo. He comes up behind Jimmy Richards into the pits. Steve Hardman, terminal low. Oh no, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, stop go penalty. Oh, well, he's had no luck. He's had a couple of twirlies, a couple of 360s. Now he's got to spend some time pit lane. Here he goes now, winds it up. Oh, look at the steering wheel. Rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat. That's front wheel drive, wheel spinning for you.
Yes, now Richards, he's got big problems. Moore all over him. Graham Moore, he's obviously looked after his tyres. He's kept the car going. Now it's starting to pay benefits for him as the race gets down to the closing stages.
Jimmy Richards, he's a pro, isn't he? I mean, whatever around he'll drive it to the best of his ability. And we know he's really short on brakes. We've seen him pump the pedal, but they're going to have to fight all the way, and Moore's just going to do that. Now he comes up, he'll jump in the slipstream down the main straight here. Let's have a look. He pops out now. The Mondeo's got plenty of mumbo and grunt coming down here, but he's got no brakes. Doesn't worry, Jimmy. He said he's going to get round me, have a go. Oh, and this time, from Tony Scott's point of view, through they go again, and they still can't get Jimmy.
And looking at the way that the Moore's car closed it up, and now Moore's going to have a go on the brakes. Richards tries to close the line. Moore's going for it. Oh, he taps him and just opens it up, and he goes through.
Jimmy wouldn't be happy with that. He's a good driver, Jimmy Richards. He's a clean driver. Very rarely does he even mark the paint on a car, but he's struggling out there with a car with lousy brakes, so he really had no option then.
Morris might have a different opinion of that.
Here's an onboard shot. You tell me. Bang Moore says, thanks very much, Jimmy. Brakes or no brakes, get out of the way, I'm coming through. And Jimmy Richards, he's a gentleman. Back at the creek as this race winds down now, and it's been a thriller. Gee whiz, we've had plenty of biff and barge and some good driving and some reckless stuff too, because a lot at stake here.
The Super Touring cars have certainly got a lot more competitive this year on board with Scott, and the competitiveness of it is just making them sort of touch a lot more and get involved in incidents a lot more.
Well, you can see Jimmy Richards there getting right out of the way. I mean, he understands now that he's not going to hold drivers up. That's what makes him so good. But even under those conditions, he'll still fight for every position. That's looking back from Stephen Ellery. You saw him just sneak up past Jimmy, and Jimmy gave him plenty of racing room.
He's out there to race his car, and I think he'll probably be in the car next year, so they want to learn as much as they can about tyres and what the car behaves like in all the different circuits.
Down the main straight yet again, it's Ellery, the Volvo, and Jimmy Richards in the Mondeo, and it's been quite a struggle. Remember, Richards started off pole position, ran out of brakes. You ride with him now, comes through the fast left-hander, tucks it in behind the Volvo, who's been pretty twitchy out there, but I tell you what, it's been a good performance from the estate wagon.
Well, probably one of the strongest performances we've seen of it all year. You can see that it is very twitchy through turn 1, lifting a wheel through turn 2. Now he gets the power down, front-wheel drive Volvo.
Tony Scott, frustrating season in some ways, but a pioneering one in others. I mean, he took on a car that I don't think too many people would want to take on and try and develop here in Australia. But here are the boys that have been doing a good job yet again. They've had their luck today. Jones and Murphy, 1 and 2, as they make their way around on this, the final lap for them. And it's been another good performance. They kept out of trouble, kept the pressure on the opposition, and the opposition just went and made the mistakes, and that's all they wanted. Murphy now, I don't think he'll come up and pass Jones. He'd probably love to, but they'll finish alongside each other with a very strong performance from the Audi team. Congratulations to Brad Jones. Greg Murphy, good performance here at the Creek. All right, let's look at the results now. Brad Jones in the Audi, Greg Murphy in the Audi, of course, Jeff Brabham, Diet Coke BMW, Richards, Moore, Ellery, Scott and Jimmy Richards finished way back in 8th after starting off pole. I think Hungry Jacks would be pretty happy with that performance, nevertheless. First up, Mark Adderton in the Peugeot. Good drive from him. Pickett, Matthews, Hardman, Tweedy, Nelson and Peter Hells in the old Sierra. Drivers' Championship, Paul Morris on 262 points from Jeff Brabham on 232 points. Brad Jones, 214 there, 1, 2 and 3. Murphy, Ellery, Moore and Stephen Richards. Top Privateers Cup, this has been a great battle. Moore on 232 points, Stephen Ellery 212, Richards on 159. He came through in the last few races and Matthews finished behind him. BMW won the championship on 342 points. Here's Warwick Brooklyn down with the winner, Paul Morris.
Paul, as it turns out, you won it anyway. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, was it? Not the way I would have liked to win it. The BMW was really good here on that race, and you know, we were just cruising along, and Jimmy got a bit anxious, you know, and wrecked our form finish for us. But come the next race, you know, I'm going to be giving it all I've got and try and get a win for BMW here today.
Well, it'd certainly be a nice way to finish the championship, wouldn't it, to win? And I suppose you got nothing to lose now.
Nothing to lose, mate. So you know, I'm fired up.
And your first championship win.
Oh, it's great. You know, it's something I've been working really hard for this weekend and all year. So I'm really pleased.
Certainly not a bad one to win for your first one.
Oh, mate, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Congratulations, mate.
Yeah, it is a good win too, and he's worked very hard and he's proven he can drive the big V8s or the 2 litres. I think he's a very confident race driver, no doubt about that. Okay, Eastern Creek, it turned on a good one. We'll see you next time round here on Nine's Wide World of Sport.